Hello and welcome to the Sabine Solution. Do you feel anxious with everything that's happening in the world at the moment? Do you feel overwhelmed and stressed at the negativity that you hear and that you see around you? I'm going to be looking at 5 key points that will drastically reduce your anxiety and as a result make you feel calmer and more in control of your world. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 5 effective ways of staying calm in an anxious world. Whether it's climate change, money worries, wars, violence, unfairness, all of these things can have a huge impact on our mental health. The worry, anxiety and stress that can result from reading, watching, seeing negative news can really have an impact on how we think, how we behave, and how we see the world. So we're going to be looking at 5 key points that will help you to be calmer and find peace within yourself. So key point 1 is reducing your news intake. Unless it's absolutely crucial for you to look at the news several times a day for whatever reason, looking at negativity on a frequent basis will only increase your anxiety. So it may be helpful for you to actually watch it once a day, preferably not at bedtime, that might not be the most helpful thing if you're wanting a restful night's sleep, but actually once a day will reduce your anxiety. Key point 2 is limiting negative people, negative influences in your life. As well as the news that I've just mentioned, watching certain programs like horror movies, thrillers, these can all have a very big impact on your anxiety. The brain cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is not, in the sense of when you're watching a program and there's something scary on the screen, your body reacts as if it was really happening. So your heart races, you might have clammy hands, you might be more anxious. So actually you're increasing your anxiety by watching these programs. Now I'm not saying that forevermore you cannot watch them, but if you're feeling anxious, it might be good to actually limit those until you feel in a calmer place. Other things that can really impact your anxiety are negative people. For example, you've bought a new outfit, you really like it and you think you look good in it, and you show a friend and they turn around and they say, yeah, that's really lovely, did you mean for it to be that tight? And then you think, oh, okay, well now I feel self-conscious, now I feel I've got a size that's the wrong size. And also now, if I had any body issues, well, they've really risen to the surface. And that increases your anxiety. So maybe to have a think about all the people around you. Are they actually supportive and positive in your life? Or actually, do they bring you negativity? Key point 3 is to have more fun and relaxation in your life. Fun and relaxation is really the antidote to anxiety. That's actually one of the first questions that I would ask a client. If they're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, I would actually say to them, how much fun do you have in your life? How much relaxation do you have in your life? How much time do you put aside for that? And I think for a lot of people, especially with busy lives, it almost feels like they haven't got time, or actually it's not productive enough, so it's not included in their weekly schedule. The trouble with that is that our brains were never meant to be switched on 24/7. In the same way that when you exercise, it's important for you to have a day's rest so that your muscles can repair. Well, the brain is quite similar. It does need some downtime. Now, downtime can look different for everybody. For some people, it's meditation, which we've heard a lot about and is very positive for a lot of people, but actually it doesn't necessarily suit everybody. For some people, switching off maybe boxing or running or knitting or colouring. Very different for each person. So I think it's important for you to be able to find what your switching off, downtime, activity would be, and to actually start including it in your week. Twice a week if you can, that would be very beneficial for you. But it'll actually counteract some of the anxiety in your week and actually be able for your brain to actually have some downtime and to relax. Key point 4 is to stop catastrophizing. So Catastrophizing is when you have a thought and you add more and more and more worries to that thought. So it grows bigger and bigger and bigger in your mind. Let me show you what I mean using this drawing. Do you catastrophize? If you feel that you do, it may be helpful to gain a better awareness of how often you catastrophize. So what you may want to do is actually either notice it or actually write it down when you feel that you do catastrophize. But the key point here is actually to challenge your thought process. So are your thoughts based on facts or are they based on fear? And it's important for you to be able to notice that and challenge it. So for key point 5, we're going to be looking at shifting your focus. Without even realizing it, a lot of us end up focusing on the negatives in life rather than the positives. And sometimes we've been doing it for so long that it actually feels comfortable and familiar. And actually to look at the positives would feel uncomfortable and unfamiliar. Is this you? Do you find that when you come across a new situation that you would look for the negatives far more quickly than you would look for the positives? It's amazing how our brain works. So for example, if you were to buy a yellow car, or if you were pregnant, or if you'd failed an exam, suddenly your focus would be on the yellow cars. When you're out and about, you'd suddenly see all these yellow cars. Or if you're pregnant, you'd suddenly see loads and loads of pregnant women. Or if you fail an exam, suddenly everybody is doing really, really well and passing all their exams with flying colours. And that is a shift in focus. So it proves to you that your brain can change and shift its focus. So you can actually do that with intention. So start noticing in your day-to-day life, what do you focus on? So in your day-to-day life, do you focus on the positives or the negatives? And obviously if you're focusing more on the negatives, see if you can challenge that. Try and see if you can find the good or the positive in a particular situation. And if not, how could you turn it around to be positive? I hope this video has provided a little bit of light and hope for a calmer and more peaceful you. Don't forget to look at my other videos and to subscribe if you would like to see more videos on issues such as anxiety, relationship issues and well-being, as I'll be uploading a new video each week. Thank you for watching.